My classmate kept talking down to me. I made her cry in front of everyone. So I started these prep courses last semester with about 20 other students. Everyone was pretty chill. We'd share notes, grab coffee between sessions, normal student stuff. Then this girl, Sophia, got picked as class rep. And honestly, at first she seemed fine. She organized study groups, sent reminder texts about deadlines, and actually did her job. But after about 3 weeks, something switched. She started making these little comments whenever I asked questions during review sessions. Like if I didn't understand something, she'd do this fake patient voice and explain it super slowly, like I was 5. If I got called on and got an answer wrong, she'd whisper loud enough for our row to hear about how some people shouldn't have passed the entrance requirements. The weirdest part was how she'd smile at me right after, like we were friends. It got worse when we got assigned to the same project group. She'd schedule meetings and then forget to text me the room change. When I'd show up late because I was at the wrong place, she'd make this big show of welcoming me and explaining what I missed in that same condescending voice. She started intercepting my questions to the professor, answering them herself with wrong information, then acting surprised when I had to ask again later. The breaking point was building for weeks. She'd move my stuff if I left the room for 2 minutes. She told other students that I was struggling and needed extra help when I had better grades than her. She even tried telling the professor I wasn't contributing to group work when I'd literally written half our presentation. My friend Diego kept telling me to report her, but I figured she'd eventually get bored. Then came today. The professor decided to switch our seating arrangement for a new teaching method he wanted to try. Everyone was moving around, grabbing their stuff. General chaos. I walked up to Sophia because she was standing near where I thought my new section was. Just asked her straight up what seat number she got so I could figure out where mine was. She turned around with this nasty smirk, looked me up and down, then said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "The chairs are literally right there. Can't you count them yourself? Or do you not know how to count?" The whole room went quiet, like 15 people just staring. She had this satisfied little smile, waiting for me to stutter or walk away like I usually did. I didn't even think. Just opened my mouth and said, "Fucking stupid bitch. I asked what number you had, not if I know how to count." Her face went from smug to shocked to furious in about 2 seconds. She literally ran to the professor's office. Not walked, ran. Started yelling about how I verbally assaulted her, how she felt unsafe, how I'd been harassing her for weeks. She was building this whole victim narrative on the spot. The professor came out looking tired and asked me to come to his office. Here's where it gets good. The professor sat us both down, and before Sophia could start her tears, he said he'd been watching her behavior toward me and several other students. Apparently, 3 different people had already complained about her being condescending and creating a hostile environment. He'd been documenting it and was planning to address it after class today anyway. Sophia tried to argue that everyone was jealous of her position. The professor pulled out his notebook and started reading specific incidents other students had reported. Her interrupting people, her giving wrong information on purpose, and her little power trips with the class rep authority she thought she had. She started actually crying, like ugly crying. Kept saying she was just trying to help everyone improve. The professor told her she was being removed as class rep, effective immediately, and would need to meet with student services about her behavior. He also said my response, while inappropriate, was understandable given the provocation. I left his office first while she was still crying. Went straight to the bathroom to call my mom because I thought I might still get in trouble. My mom literally laughed and said she would have said worse, and to stop being so nice to people who clearly had issues. When class resumed, at least 7 different people came up to me throughout the day, saying they were glad someone finally said something. Diego bought me lunch and said it was about time. Even quiet Henry, who never talks to anyone, gave me a thumbs up. Sophia spent the rest of class in the back corner not talking to anyone. Last I heard, she was trying to transfer to a different section. The professor appointed Diego as the new class rep, and he's actually helpful without being weird about it. Not my proudest moment, but honestly, worth it.